differentiated checklist using Wikispaces. So the first thing you want to do is you want to sign in. And you want to create, if you're a first-time user, you want to create an account. But I've used this many times, so I'm just going to go ahead and sign into mine. And it's going to take you to a page like this. The next thing you want to do is you want to click on your username, and that'll take you to your dashboard. When you get to your dashboard, you can hit New Wiki. You're going to pick what industry you're in, and then you're going to put a wiki name. You're going to name your wiki. Now what I do is the name of the wiki is whatever class I'm teaching. So each class has their own wiki. So you'd have to do this process a couple times with each class. Because what you're going to do is you're going to create a class, you're going to create each class having its own wiki, and then each page on the wiki is one of the students. So we'll just say 5B World History. So I'm going to come down here, type the name of the course, and then I'm going to come down here and pick the grade level. Maybe. Hit create, and now you're going to have your wiki. Now, what Wikispaces has done recently is they've actually changed things up where they actually have ways you can create your own websites off of this, and everything is very easy to use. But for the purposes of differentiated checklist, I want to use a basic wiki. Make it as easy as possible for not only you, but also for the kids. So I'm going to go to General, and I'm going to change it to Wiki. And I'm going to hit Save. And when you get here, you can hit Wiki Home, and this will be what your wiki looks like on the front page. What you're going to do here is you're going to create a separate page for each kid. So I'm going to go to Pages and Files, and this is very simply as just hitting New Page and typing the kid's name. When you hit Create, it's going to create that page. You can do one of two things here. If you're not ready to put a checklist on here, you can just put a placeholder, which is what I'll do right now, or you can go ahead and copy and paste the checklist on here. This has to have a placeholder on here, though. You have to have some typing or it will not save. So I'll hit Save. And then I'm going to go to Pages and Files, and I'm going to do another one. So now we've got the wiki started. The next thing to do is to create the checklist. And I think the easiest way for me to do a checklist is to go into my word processor, and so I'll have to pull one up real quick that I already have done and create it using a table in a word processing document, which most people you should be able to do at this point. Okay, so I have my checklist right here, and as you can see, there's different tiers on here. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3. Now, all I'm going to do to post assignments on here is basically on the way that the kids are achieving, pick which tier they're going to be on. And so I'm going to hit Edit on their page, and I'm just going to copy and paste that checklist over. So say Sam is kind of in the middle as far as students go. He'd be a Tier 2 assignment. He's going to copy and paste that in. And now the whole goal here is that students won't be able to see exactly what each person has assigned unless they did the work to go in and look at each checklist, which I've never had a problem with, and that they actually have a checklist of their assignments for the unit that they can use in order to complete everything. So we'll go Edit. We'll say George is struggling a little bit, so we'll put him in Tier 1. Okay, so now I have my differentiated checklist online. Now, another question that you might have is where do the kids access these assignments? For me, they access these all off my website. They're split up based on tier and based on what type of assignment on my website, and they can access them by each page of my website. You could do this as stations in a classroom. You could do this a whole bunch of different ways. The one thing that you have to do, though, that I like to do, though, is to make these pages public so that kids don't have to remember a username or password. To do that, you go to Settings, and you want to go down to Permissions. And where you see Permissions, it says Private, Protected, and Public. You hit Public. And you hit Update. Now, mine has already been paid for, but when you go and do this the first time, it may ask you for $1 in order to verify that you're a person. If you go and pay that dollar, it does it for all of your wiki pages. It does not just do it for, you don't have to pay $1 for each one. So it's worth the dollar. And all they're doing is verifying you're not spam. So hit update, and now my page is public. And so now the kids can go in, they can access their assignments, and those assignments can be different, so you're differentiated.